I see what's going on here. My cat. Okay, you're going to notice that my cat is going to be joining us, and I have no idea what she's going to be doing, but she's decided that she's going to be part of tonight's entertainment. Okay, so choosing your film genre and why it matters. Selecting the right film genre for your film can be the difference between making a cult classic and a forgettable flop. Why is genre so crucial? Let's talk about this together. Today we are going to be diving deep into why choosing your film's genre matters. Not just for your story, but for your entire filmmaking journey. We'll explore 4 key areas, each enhanced with unique insights that will enrich your understanding and approach to genre selection. First, let's talk about the power of emotional resonance. And when you are choosing your genre, it has to be something that is an emotional connection for you. There's a great quote from Bong Joon-ho, who was the Oscar-winning director of Parasite, and he says he was quoting Martin Scorsese, but we're not quite sure if that's exactly what happened. Anyway, it's a good quote. The most personal is the most creative. This reflects how personal investment in a genre can elevate the authenticity and emotional impact of a film. Authenticity in storytelling comes from genuine emotional resonance, which can only be achieved if you're truly connected to the genre. This has to be a genre that you feel a deep connection to. So, for example, if you really resonated with movies like Jaws or other thrillers slash violent horror films growing up, and that's how you want to tell your stories, you might tell your stories through the vehicle of that genre. And that's a great way to think about how you want to present your story. If you think about it, E.T. is really just about a boy hiding a pet from his mom. And a movie like Deadpool, for example, is really just a raunchy romantic comedy. It's presented through a genre that is familiar to audiences, and that's important. So, genre choice can lead to authenticity in storytelling because it creates a genuine emotional resonance. And again, back to Jim Cummings. Jim Cummings' movie Thunder Road, which started as a short film, won at Sundance and turned into a feature, was born from personal grief. And that kind of built its emotional depth from that personal grief aspect. So again, it's something where we can all experience personal grief, but if you can find a way to turn it into a genre that is familiar to audiences, you have a better chance of building a connection with your audience. When you resonate deeply with your chosen genre, your audience will feel that authenticity, and this is really where the author-auteur comes into play. And this will make the film much more engaging and much more memorable. All right, so let's talk again, secondly, a little more pragmatically about market dynamics and genre choice. If you think about it, there's a movie house out there called Blumhouse Productions, and they specialize in making horror films. One of their, I guess, signature pieces was Paranormal Activity, which was a very low-budget genre piece, but I'm sure we've all heard about it. But more recently, they've made films like Get Out and Whiplash even. So they've definitely expanded their horizons, but they still stick really well within that horror genre area. So Jason Blum's strategy focuses on genres that not only captivate but also are very profitable, like horror, which offers high returns on minimal investments. You don't need stars to make good horror films, you just need scaring. As a funny aside, choosing a horror genre for an indie film is like buying a lottery ticket but with better odds and much more screaming. Or another great way to look at it is that choosing horror is like investing in stocks, but scarier and more profitable. In terms of budget alignment, selecting a genre that matches your budget constraints can help match your film's potential. Lower budget genres like horror can still achieve high production values. Low budget, high return, that is the holy grail of indie filmmaking. And it doesn't necessarily have to be horror, though horror is a really good example of filmmaking that kind of takes this to a very good level, because horror can exist in the very low budget, poorly shot genre, but still deliver a very impactful story because of the suspense that's created by what you don't see on screen and what you just hear. which is definitely a production value component. So in horror film, the production value comes a lot from the sound design. You can use data-driven decision making in choosing your genre. Using market data to choose a genre can significantly enhance your film's chances of financial success. Choosing the right genre can give you creative freedom and innovation. So I like this approach, and I champion genre that encourages creative freedom, allowing you as a filmmaker to experiment and innovate within that constraint. So choosing a genre and then working that genre, using the conventions of that genre to make something that is very unique. A filmmaker that I follow named Joshua Caldwell has made like Layover, which is a kind of a before sunset style film that is shot entirely in French. So it could be, you could call it like a French New Wave film, but it's shot in Los Angeles. And it's a very interesting way to take a genre of that French New Wave slash before sunset style of filmmaking, contained sophisticated story within a one evening in town. It allows you to use those budget constraints that come from being a low budget indie filmmaker as an advantage to yourself. So by turning budget limitations into opportunities, like $6,000 it was made for, because of that idea of there's this movement going around of making these ultra low budget films on DSLR cameras, and this was kind of in like the mid 2010s era when DSLR cameras were becoming viable filmmaking pieces of equipment, but you could literally just take your DSLR camera and go out and film a movie. Your choice of genre should open doors for unique opportunities for storytelling that can stand out in the indie film space. We've often found that the lower budget film process, by taking the genre and using it to its fullest impact, you have the best ability to turn something into something unique and something very watchable. Let's talk about genre as a branding tool. Specializing in a specific genre helps establish your brand, making you a go-to name in that niche. And again, kind of back to that Jason Blumhouse or Jason Blum model, where the Blumhouse Productions is known for its horror films. But you could be known for more mumblecore films, or you could become known more for relationship comedies or anything like that. By choosing a genre and kind of sticking to it and perfecting it and becoming known for it, you can become that go-to person when we think about, okay, this is the genre I want to go with, and that's who you go to. Your genre can become your brand's signature. You develop that sort of niche expertise in that genre, like you become that person that people will go towards. It will also help in creating a consistent audience. People who are fans of your earlier films become fans of your later films because you're creating a consistent approach built around a genre. And that's the thing, where personal branding, genre choice, and market influence can have this sort of Venn diagram effect of bringing everything together. And this can strategically position you prominently within the industry, enhancing your visibility and opportunities for collaboration in the future. That's a great way to leverage that genre choice that you've made at film festivals and industry networking events. Okay, so that's it. That's kind of a brief overview of why I think genre choice is a really important thing. We're exploring how crucial it is to choose the right genre for your film, not just for narrative, but also for its potential to resonate, profit, innovate, and brand. What I would like you to do is think about these perspectives when choosing a genre for your next project. Which idea resonates most with you? And whatever that is, sort of choose your genre around those sort of 4 big ideas. Drop a comment below if there's anything that you have questions about or anything you want to learn about. Also, if you need help in developing your story idea from your genre into an outline, my friend Naomi Beatty has a wonderful course by the same name, Idea to Outline, and it has really helped me take a movie idea through to a comprehensive outline, and it makes writing the script a heck of a lot easier. I highly recommend her course. Also, check out my new movie, The Quiet Canadians, which is currently in development. My current film, which is available now on most streaming services, called 13 Miles. And there are other ways to get more insights that may help you on your journey to being a feature filmmaker and telling your own story, which I truly believe that we all can do. All the links for Naomi's course, my films, and so on are going to be in the description. In closing, a well-chosen genre not only defines your film, but can define your career. Choose wisely, and happy filmmaking.